Listen, I'm excited to hear more about your motherhood journey. I'm going to pass that along to Chanel.
Yes, so I'm really excited to hear about this. So you are expecting.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So talk to us a little bit about that journey.
Yeah, so I'm 37. I'm from the South. So growing up, I grew up in spaces where, marriage is on the brain, babies are on the brain. You're thinking and planning your life around getting married, having children, maybe having a career. But in where I grew up, the forefront of conversations about the future always somewhat centered around getting married and having children. So that was my mindset early on. But who you are is gonna always fight to get out. And there was another part of me that was goal oriented in a way that did not maybe include children and marriage so soon. I remember doing my 10-year plan at 18, and by now I should have like a 12-year-old and be doing Frederica Whitfield's job at CNN. Clearly, that was not what God had in store. But I had to really fight this urge to. I had to fight the urge to not acquiesce to what I saw and go confidently in the direction of what I knew deep in my heart I wanted to do. And that was leaving home. That was all of the things that I've done. So then I'm going through this like vacillation in my mind of, well, do I want to have kids? Do I want to be a mom even? I went from like, I'm having 6 kids. I don't know if I want any. And I remember meeting a woman in my early 30s who spoke to me about egg freezing. And if I had known sooner about what the egg freezing process or IVF, in vitro fertilization, consisted of, maybe I would have frozen my eggs sooner. But I did end up freezing embryos. So we did an egg extraction because I was already married to my partner. We fertilized the eggs and froze the embryos. And for me, it just became a huge weight off of my shoulders so that I didn't have to do this back and forth, this internal tennis match of, am I ready to be a mom? Am I ready to, take over the world and be a baby Michelle Obama or a baby Angela Bassett, whatever I was going to be? I was able to put that to rest because of this resource that was given to me by a fertility consultant. And I kind of felt cheated in some ways because it wasn't a resource that was presented to me earlier in life. And then I'm learning as I'm going through it how many white women are freezing their eggs at 24, 25, 26 years old. And it's very expensive. It's not something that, unless you can prove that you have had fertility issues for some time, is going to be covered by health insurance. We did 2 rounds of IVF, so 2 rounds to extract eggs from my ovaries. And it was about $30,000, and none of it was covered. But it was worth it for us, and we had the resources to do that. But my goal is to work with our congressional leaders to have some or all of the costs be covered by health insurance in the same way that birth control is. Because why I wanted to share this and what is important about this is that, you all are here as ambitious, young, beautiful Black women who, I know that you have plans for yourself. I can see it. And if you also have plans to become mothers, you're not mothers yet, you want to become mothers, you shouldn't have to feel like, okay, I gotta, stop what I'm doing to pop out a baby and feel like you're putting your life on hold. You should have the option of this resource because it is a family planning resource. Much like when you are, taking birth control, you planning your family. You planning to not have a family at that time. Amen. And IVF it's the same thing. I know that this is an option for me. I don't know when it's an option for me. So let me bank on this insurance and go through this process so that I don't have to be stressing in the back of my mind about my biological clock ticking. There are a lot of details that I could go into, but freezing a lot of eggs if you don't have a partner is important because eggs don't always make it through the freezing and thawing process versus embryos are typically stronger and they make it better through that process. So I think, I'm gonna tell you all my business. I think my first round, we only got 12 eggs and only 4 of them were viable, meaning we're free of, defects or issues that would prevent them from making it all the way through what's called the blastocyst stage, which is like day 5 of an embryo being strong enough to then be frozen or implanted. So it's a lot of science, but I wanted to talk about it because I know that, some of you may want to become parents one day and mothers one day. And even for the men in the room, it's an important conversation to have with your partners. So for me, it was successful and it resulted in, me having the bun in the oven that I've always wanted at the time that I wanted it. And I knew I was ready when it happened or when it was time to do the implantation. I knew. And you will also know. But you will rest assured and you'll be able to sleep better at night and really beast your careers knowing that you have this insurance in the back of in the bank. So I just wanted to share that with you all.
Appreciate the vulnerability, for real, because you're teaching me stuff. I didn't know insurance didn't cover it. That's wild.
Yes, unless, so women who deal with fertility struggles, you have to, in the state, and it's different by state. So in the state of Maryland, I think you have to be actively trying to get pregnant for a year before insurance will then cover the costs of egg retrieval, embryo transfers, freezing, and then you're paying rent for your eggs or your embryo, so they got to sit in the cryo bank. It's like $500 a year. That's not terrible, but and then emotionally, it's a heavy process. You're jabbing yourself in the stomach with needles, hormones, every day for several weeks, and then when you're ready to do an embryo transfer, you're jabbing yourself in the bum with larger needles for 10 weeks or more. So it's a lot. It's a lot of physical, mental, emotional, spiritual stuff. So it's good to wrap your mind around it now and find your village now and find the people that can support you through, whether that's your family, your friends, your partner, and figure out what's important to you as far as planning your family. It is a family planning resource.
McDonald's Change of Fashion program is helping boost the careers of 5 rising Black designers. Why does it matter? We asked fashion journalist Zoe Washington.
Black culture has a major influence on fashion that helps the industry generate $350 billion in the U.S. alone, but only 7.3% of American designers are Black.
So McDonald's is helping boost the careers of 5 rising Black designers. Learn more on IG at We Are Golden.
Statistics provided by ZP.com as of 2021 and Statista.com.